Morning, y'all. Rob the American here. All right, folks, guess what? Well, you won't be surprised. We are heading back to London, and I've got an action-packed day, and I'm taking y'all with me, so stick around. We are in Mayfair in the middle of Berkeley Square. Usually this place would be a great place to sit down quiet, have lunch, have a chat, but there's construction all around us. Nevertheless, we're here because we've got an appointment to look at some watches with an interesting backstory. Let's get over there. All right, y'all, I am sitting with Ed Margulies of Split Watches. Ed, thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for coming.
No, listen, we really appreciate it. So tell me, you grew up in London?
I grew up in London 53 years ago.
Oh my gosh. And what I had said to you off camera is that I don't know anybody who's actually from London. People seem to have ended up in London, but you're one of the few people that were from here. And I guess being here all your life, you've probably seen a lot of changes. What was London like 50 years ago?
Well, 50 years ago, I was 3 years old.
Okay,
I
so
can't quite remember. Maybe
as a kid, how was it growing up as a kid?
Growing up as a kid, I think I had a very different experience as a kid than kids have today. I think, obviously, mobile phones have created a huge shift in everyday lives. Right. And as a kid, I remember climbing up trees, falling down from trees. I always had a bruise and a cut on my legs and my arms. That occasionally had an odd tooth that got broken and missing, and sort of it wasn't frowned on to, I don't know, do you know what a conker is?
No.
So it's used to play conker games. And
they were like nuts or like something like that.
So we used to soak them in vinegar, and we'd find ways. And we used to, in the school playground, we'd have conker games, and you try and have the king conker in the school. And conker's now banned from schools. It's considered dangerous, and I think people don't really encourage kids to climb up a tree anymore, climb up an abandoned building, which I totally understand. But that's what, I think a big difference to my childhood today and the childhood that I see my children having. Social media, mobile phones played unfortunately quite a huge part of
You were a kid during the wholesome days.
The wholesome days.
Watches, have you always been into watches?
I think watches found me more than I found watches originally. I'm a third generation watchmaker.
Really?
And some of my earliest memories and earliest conversations we'd have at the dinner table were around watches, and I'd often spend a bit of time during my school holidays working in the family business.
So your grandfather
emigrated to the UK and set up a watch business, and eventually started a volume brand, and at the same time he distributed Vacheron, I believe, was his Vacheron Constantin was his first brand.
Oh, wow.
He distributed in the UK, and it sort of all stemmed from there in that moment.
That's not too bad of a way to start.
It's a great way to start, isn't it?
And how did your personal watch journey get started?
So I did some training after I left school in Switzerland. I worked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to have met some incredible people at the time. It must have been the early 90s. So I first started training at the Longines factory in a little place called Saint-Imier. I worked for brands like Piaget, for Vacheron Constantin, and I tried to...
whenever you say Vacheron, it sounds a lot better than when I say Vacheron Constantin.
Okay. Well, I think that may be more, maybe nothing to do with watches. I think I have a French wife.
No,
so, I think
right.
I'm picking it up maybe from my wife.
No, that's awesome. I
get that. You get the tang thing going.
No, it's awesome. It's awesome. Sorry, carry on.
So I did some training in some factories in Switzerland. I then tried to understand the retail side of the journey a watch takes from manufacturer to customer. And then I joined the family business, and I was fully immersed. I was lucky enough, again, I've been very lucky in my life. I was looking after some truly amazing brands. I was first became the brand manager into the UK for Girard-Perregaux.
Oh, right.
Girard-Perregaux.
That's Girard-Perregaux for the rest of
I then managed to look after some other brands within the family business. I looked after another incredibly interesting character who was again an amazing influence in my life, was Jean-Claude Biver.
Oh, okay.
It was in the very early days. He literally had a little suitcase and he requested that my father and I went to go and see him. And it was the very early days where he had, and I'll never forget it, it was, I think he spoke to us before he showed us the watches, and you could have had anything in that briefcase and I wanted to buy it. He was just an incredible human being, so passionate. And when I looked at the watches as well, they were thankfully very beautiful, very simple. He never wanted to make a quartz watch, which I still believe to this day they've never made. Okay. Maybe wrong with that.
Well, some of the viewers will correct.
I'm sure they will.
Well, they will be more than happy to correct you.
They will. I took on a huge responsibility of distributing Audemars Piguet and managing the brand in the UK. Again, it wasn't the hardest thing to do. Well, it was met with certain challenges. The Royal Oaks weren't quite as hot as they were today, and the offshore was being introduced.
And I bet I'm guessing if those watches today are probably even more valuable than they were back in the day, and people probably fight to get.
Well, certain, yeah, for sure. I think that there is that aspect to it, but I still, at the end of the day, I think if you mention Audemars Piguet to most people, they're heading straight towards a Royal Oak.
Listen, I'm guilty myself too.
I think we all are.
It's so iconic.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the most iconic.
And if there's a reason for it. I mean, there's a reason for it. Those bracelets are some of the best. You'll never see anything better than that. Well, you did that basically for 20 years or so.
Exactly.
And then things changed.
Things changed. Well, they changed, but they didn't change. So I was always, I always felt a bit of an imposter in the industry. I was meeting all these incredible people, and the reality is I had a father who was a very prominent and important person within the industry.
Sure.
And the positions came to me rather than me coming to them, which created a bit of imposter syndrome. I didn't feel like I deserved or belonged, even though I was very successful in what I was doing.
Sure.
I hid behind a big smile when things got a bit tough for me, and it eventually got a bit much. I was dealing with a few personal issues, and I needed to take some time away from the industry to focus on myself and my family.
So the name Split Watches, where did that come from?
I think one of my most enamored movements, without even realizing whilst I was in the industry, was a split-second chronograph.
Oh, right, okay. And I understand that the name Split, there's also a double meaning there too. Perhaps you can elaborate on that.
Sure. So a part of the brand is the backstory of the brand, which is about mental health. And, you know, I'm 53 now. I've lived a big part of my life, and I'm starting to realize and see that we're all a little bit split from ourselves, from each other, and craving a little bit more honest connection. And the word split brought about both aspects of the brand into one word.
Okay. And can you elaborate a little bit on that in terms of what you're... I know that if you go to your website, one of the things that y'all have offered is when you buy a watch, if you would explain a little bit about that.
So we donate an hour's therapy to our charitable partner who are called Anna Freud. So for every watch we sell, we donate an hour's therapy, and that will go towards a youth who needs a safe space to talk.
Tell us about the watches themselves.
Fantastic. So I was looking at all different options available to me when I started this project. I looked at making a steel watch. I looked at making a watch with a Swiss movement. And I wanted to do something with a fresh perspective and fresh eyes.
Okay.
So I questioned what would be the best materials I could make in 2025 that would work best with the lifestyles of people in 2025. So I looked at creating the softest and the most durable case instead of stainless steel. It's a mixture of ceramics, it's a mixture of polymers and some nylons. It's it's incredibly comfortable. To wear. It's very scratch resistant. I then did the same thing with the strap, challenging stainless steel and whether that was the best option for me as a brand. The way that it's produced, it's very malleable, so it will find its way to your wrist perfectly like a good pair of shoes. It's antibacterial, it's anti-sweat, it's anti-everything. It's an angry strap. It's anti-everything.
It's pro-person that's wearing it.
Exactly.
Oh, very good.
So we're trying to do things that I believe have more of a purpose in today's world.
How about your own personal collection? If you weren't wearing a split watch, what might you have on your wrist?
So I started building from the early days. It was dependent on budgets and how much one could spend on a watch. So it started with some of the old Hoyas. Okay. The old 2-register chronos. You had
and this is watches in your current collection?
Watches in my current collection. There's a couple. I mean, there's one, a beautiful, simple. I love the design. I love the movement inside. It's just a very simple 2-reg Hoya Carrera.
Okay.
The one, if I had to throw away all my watches,
kind
taking
of
a side split,
personal grail.
For me, they make some of the most undervalued watches from the 1950s. Some of their old chronographs are absolutely incredible, and they don't get talked about in the same breath that you would of Vacheron Constantin,
sure.
Or Patek Philippe or Audemars Piguet. But for me, the watches they used to make, it's not quite the brand it was.
And this is a specific Longines
yeah,
you're talking about?
a 13ZN.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. And yeah, as I said, if I had to throw all my vintage watches away and keep one, if the house is on fire, that's the one. That's the one I'm definitely.
Hopefully you grab your family and stuff, but,
yeah.
but obviously,
hopefully they'll be doing their own running.
Exactly. You know the
family first.
Watches first. Come on, people. What's the best way for folks to find out more about you and Split Watches? Great.
So we've got we're at Split Watches on all the social channels.
Okay.
My website is www.splitwatches.com.
Okay, so if you put splitwatches.com,
you'll find me.
Find you. And then on Instagram, it's
at Split Watches for all social channels.
Very good, very good. And for our last question, this is the question that I ask all my watch guys is, do you have a personal philosophy or a life philosophy that kind of drives you?
Yeah, very much. I believe in the power of vulnerability, in the power of connection, and in the power of honesty. And I think and that has to do with everything about the brand, about the products I've decided to use, and about the people I've met and I continue to meet and will hopefully meet in the future. It's about owning who you are and being real, and stop trying to be the person that you think everyone else wants you to be.
You know, that to me, that sounds like really a philosophy that we can all get behind.
I think so.
Listen, thank you so much for having me here. What a treat this has been.
Big treat for me as well.
No,
thank you.
We appreciate it.
I've heard a lot about you.
My apologies.
It's all real. You're really that nice.
No, my apologies. So definitely, y'all check out splitwatches.com. You know, this is something that will be very, very unique in the best sort of way.
All right, y'all, how incredible was that? We've got more watches to see. Let's get moving. It's our last stop of the day. You know what's behind me, Time+Tide, first floor, second floor for the Americans. We've been invited to a function for JLC or Jaeger-LeCoultre. Super excited, let's go check it out.
My name's Russell Sheldrake, I'm the UK editor here at Time+Tide, and I'm going to start tonight off at the end. I'm going to start tonight off with some thanks, because I just want to say a very, very big thank you to the entire Jaeger team. Having you guys here is an amazing honour to all of us here at Time+Tide, and we are very, very grateful to have you guys here. As you might have already seen, we have an incredible collection of vintage Jaeger-LeCoultre watches on display in these 4 display cases behind me. Now, this is a very special travelling collection, but I'm not going to tell you too much about it because there is a man here who can say it far better than I can. And thank God he's here. So this is Mathieu, who is the Product and Heritage Director for Jaeger-LeCoultre. Please welcome him with me, please. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Russell. I'm so sorry for my voice. I spoke with the CEO of Jaeger-LeCoultre this morning. He said, what's this voice? Are you in London? I said, yes. He said, look what happened when a French guy go to the UK. But I will try to be as entertaining as possible, even though the voice.
Always.
And as long as you can understand me. If you have a question I don't want to answer, I have the perfect excuse.
You do indeed, yes, as well prepared. I'm sure you're not putting it on. But you had an event last night with Esquire, so you had to compete with Johnny. So we'll blame Johnny for this.
Yeah, it's quite my voice.
So to start tonight off, could you talk us through the Spirit Adventure collection? What is it? Give us a brief overview and sort of what these guys can expect when they're looking in these cabinets.
Well, it's unexpected from Jaeger-LeCoultre to talk about this sporty collection, because we're seen as the maison that created the Reverso. Sometimes our watch is more famous than our maison, but in fact, the Reverso is the continuation of the spirit of adventure, as we call it, for the longest of its history. Even to this day, Jaeger-LeCoultre was known to be the watchmaker of watchmakers.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate you having me here.
All right, y'all, that's going to be it for me today. I've got a train to catch to get back to Manchester, and it has been a long day. I may actually even sleep on the train, and I never sleep on the train. Of course, we've got huge thank yous. First to our new pal, Ed Margulies, for having us over. Check out his split watches. And finally, last but not least, to our good pals at Time+Tide for inviting us to this JLC shindig. Incredible, incredible day. I feel so blessed. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below. What'd you see today? Anything in particular that stood out? And join me. Oh, and my Instagram is Rob the American. That's Rob_the_American. Follow that and join me again for some more Watch Talk. Y'all take good care.